Welcome to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I am Beth Cooper.
I'm Stacey Earlywine, and Labor Day is over, so does this mean for you it's Christmas?
Not quite, but close. I am already thinking about Christmas and planning, but I'm trying not to rush the gun too much.
Okay. Well, we went, Connor's birthday was Friday, and so he turned 30 on the 30th. And so then out of the clear blue after church on Sunday, Jim and I were sitting at the diner there in Florida, and it's like, he was like, you know what? I was thinking, so what are we doing today? I said, nothing. He's like, well, we're going to Connor's tomorrow. Why don't we? So I was thinking the same thing. So we went home, packed a bag, and went to Connor's and stayed at the Hampton over there at Fairview Heights.
Oh, fun.
And then I went to...
You went shopping?
I went two places. So
okay.
to me, yeah, that was an all-day adventure.
Where'd you go?
Hobby Lobby and Home Goods. That Home Goods store had the best... Because, like, Hobby Lobby's fall, not a lot. They had, like, Halloween stuff. I got the cutest little witch statue, and she's kind of a pretty witch. I mean, they had neat stuff at Home Goods.
They're different. It's a little different.
I loved it, and they're cheap.
Yeah.
They're cheap, so I got that. But I am that mom. I pulled into Connor's, and I literally was like, well, I think my son needs to know how to weed kill.
Oh, boy.
I did. Yeah, I was like, and then we go inside, and I'm like, so basically, what I do on Labor Day, I cleaned his house.
You're a good mom.
I cleaned his house. Yeah, I couldn't take it. Yeah, there was a storm or something that went through, and he had a limb down. So him and his dad were cutting down limbs and stuff. But basically, we went over there because Connor, now that he is 30, he doesn't get good presents for his birthday. I bought him a new stove.
Wow.
My son is a total bachelor, so... Okay, so literally and this has been over a year. His oven doesn't work, and only one burner worked on his stove.
Did he not? He just didn't cook?
I don't think so. But he was so excited about going to buy a Tombstone pizza and baking a Tombstone pizza.
Ooh,
I'm
good
like,
for him.
Connor.
He could have done that with an air fryer, though, and you could have saved a whole lot of money.
Oh, I'm like, you
could have got one of those air fryers that doubles as a little convection oven. That's the kind I have. You open the door, and you slot, like, I can bake pie crust and everything in it.
Really?
That's
weird. I didn't know that existed.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Could have got one of those for like $100.
Yeah. Well, I was about 500 more than it spent.
No kidding.
But yeah, so I got that, and he's single, and but he's not single for long. He's got a serious girlfriend. They're getting engaged, and so Connor will finally. And Natalie was there. She's sweet as she can be. Oh my gosh! And we met her parents.
Oh well, it is serious, isn't it?
It was her father's birthday, so we called Connor. We're sitting at the diner, and I'm calling Connor, and I'm like, so Dad and I are coming over tonight. What are you doing tonight? We're gonna go get a room at the Hampton. Dad and I are coming over tonight, and he was like, oh, well, it's Natalie's dad's 65th birthday, and they're grilling out. And I'm like, oh, okay. I said, well, we'll just come over, and we'll just be there tomorrow. And then he sends me a message back. He's like, no, I just talked to Natalie. They want you to come over, too.
Oh.
So Jim and I crashed
65th
my son's
birthday party.
Girlfriend's
Dad's 65th birthday party.
So it was her mom and dad, and then her sister and her sister's husband and their two grandchildren, and Jim and I. And we're just alike.
Oh, well, that's good.
Absolutely. They're a little bit older than we are, but like her mom and I've never come across another woman who loves sci-fi.
Oh, yeah.
And scary movies and stupid movies. And she does.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good sign, Stacey. That's a good sign.
It is a good sign. Yeah, we just laughed and talked, and it was like there was never a minute that was just like dead weird silence. Her dad's a funny guy, and he was grilling. So Jim and Connor and the dad went, and they adore him. They adore Connor, so that's a good thing. And and so she has a niece and a nephew who don't always just like jive. Jive, and I think her sister is her husband are soft parenters.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's nothing soft about me.
Yeah, but they may be watching the show, so now that they know you, they might be
Googling me. And anyway, they were as cute as they can be. And of course, I have Jack and Joanna. They're 3 and 5, and JoJo and Jack are like 2 and 5. And my my grandchildren are not quiet. We're not a quiet family. So, when they get, they're like, yeah, they're loud. I'm like, honey, you don't know loud. Until you get the entire group together.
Yeah.
But anyway, and that little boy, they were like, we cannot believe they never talk to people like this. They never, and that little boy sat right next to me. And he was, I can't remember.
Well, you are pretty easy to talk to.
He was talking about Toy Story. He's like, want to watch Toy Story. And I said, I'm looking at him, right? And I'm like, I'm going to guess. Don't tell me your favorite character. I'm going to guess you're a Buzz Lightyear fan. He was like,
he's like, Connor's mom's psychic.
He was like, oh, I love Buzz. I like Woody too, but he was like,
that's
funny. And then the little girl was sitting there, and I was like, I said, a little girl, I looked at her and I was like, so you like Toy Story? Of course, she said yes. And I said, I'm thinking, I couldn't think of anybody. I said, I bet you love Bo Peep. I do love Bo Peep. And I'm like, my favorite's that Slinky dog. I love that Slinky dog. And, But anyway, I mean, it was kind of, I mean, it was.
Yeah.
I was hoping it wasn't going to be like a Meet the Fockers.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that movie?
Yes, I have.
Which is absolutely hysterical.
Yes.
It's great. It's better than Meet the Parents. I love it, but it's so fun. But anyway, so yeah, we had a good time, and I'm exhausted, and so cleaned the house, and it needed cleaned, and got a new stove.
I bet he is very glad that you guys came to visit.
Yeah. Yeah, but I did. The car wasn't even turned up. I'm like, well, it looks like my son needs to learn how to use a weed eater.
Jim was probably like, yes, he
He's
does.
like, that's just what he's going to want to hear your mom pull in. I don't think that house was clean since he moved in 2 years ago.
Oh my!
It's a cute little house. He lives there in Belleville. It's just a little house. It's perfect for him. And it was an older lady that lived in there, and so she it was all very clean, and it had hardwood floors and stuff. And it's got a cute little. It's basically just a living room, a kitchen, 2 bedrooms, a bathroom, It's got a big old nice laundry room, and then off the back of that laundry room, they actually have built on like a sunroom. So that's kind of nice. But Connor has an English Mastiff in the backyard, but Rocco does come to the house. Rocco's spoiled, and it did have a big privacy fence around the yard. Yeah, it's just a quiet little, no subdivision or nothing like that. Just a nice little old neighborhood in Belleville, and it's a dead end street. So
That's nice.
There's not really. So we're there's Connor's adulting now, so it's sighting time. He's going to get sighting for Christmas, and of course, then his dad's going to sight it. So we've. Fix it all up. That way, when he does get married, if they move out and get a bigger place.
Right, then he can sell it. And,
Yeah, it's got beautiful hardwood floors and that type of thing. So you were cooking and visiting. I was.
Yes, I had the kids over, and we cooked a big meal. And, it was a good Labor Day at our house. Yeah, and then Sunday we went to the Fox Theater, the fabulous Fox Theater.
Yes.
To see Hamilton, which the last time I went to see Hamilton, you were with me.
I was going to say, I thought we saw Hamilton.
We did, but it's worth seeing again. But the difference is when you and I went, we took Malia, which is my oldest.
That's right, we did.
But now my middle and my youngest wanted to see it, and so this time I took those two because they had never seen it. And Silas had never been to the Fox.
Were you on the front row? I
had front row seats.
Were you just waiting to push the button on that?
Yes. So I've been following, I got these tickets months and months ago, the week that it opened, I was on there. And the ticket prices were a lot cheaper this time than they were when it first came. Because I actually paid less for these front row seats than what I paid for our seats in the balcony when you and I went. So when Stacey and I went the first time, we were way up in the balcony, which technically there's not a bad seat in the house. There's not a bad seat in the house, because you could still see the whole stage, whatever. I could see it. I was fine with our seats last time. I really was. But what I missed was seeing the emotion on their face. My eyesight just wasn't good enough that I could pick out the exact facial expressions of what they were doing down there. So I'm like, I wanted to be a little closer this time. And whenever I tried to buy the tickets on the floor, the orchestra seating, there wasn't even though it was the first day, I think, that I was on there wasn't that many seats that were together in groups of 3. And I knew that neither of my kids would want to sit by themselves.
Right. Yeah.
So, it was just hard to find 3 that were together. And if I did, there was actually 4 together. And I would say, buy 3 of these 4. And it would say, oh, I'm sorry, you can't buy these because that would leave a seat of 1. And it doesn't, the computer won't let you do that. So if there were 4 seats in a row and I only wanted 3 of them, it would cut me off and say, you can't buy that because it leaves a 1-seater. Yeah, so
that doesn't seem right.
I know, but there were 3 in the front row, and I thought,
there's
I clicked on it.
$2,000 a piece.
No, they were like $109 each, which is less.
You've got to be kidding me.
Which is less.
That's less than what we're paying when we go see the Beautiful Minds or whatever that one's called.
Yeah, it was. I was amazed, and I questioned whether it was right. But it let me do it. And so when we got there and we walked down front, I'm like, are these our seats? And they were like, yep, these are your seats. And I mean, it was like front and center. And I showed the lady my ticket. As she looked at it, she's like, yes, this is right. We sat down. A few minutes later, here comes this other lady. She said, I'm really sorry, but you're in our seats. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I said, I asked the lady to make sure these were the right seats. And so the little attendant lady came back over. She told me, she said, oh, I'm so sorry. These aren't your seats. Yours are just a few over. She had us just
no, move over right in front of them.
Yeah. No, we were still in the front row. We were just a little further to the side. Yeah. But it was so cool because I've never been that close to the stage.
I've never been that close to the stage.
The orchestra pit was right in front of us, and we could see down into it. And so
I'm mad.
Oh, yeah. So we could watch what was happening on stage, but we could see the drummer. And there's a lot of bass in the music of that particular musical, and he was like really getting it down there.
Oh, that's
it was really
fantastic.
Cool. It was really cool.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I saw that you were front row, and I'm like, you don't like your kids that much. What's happening?
I do. It turns out I do like them after all. No, we had
for $109.
For $109 plus tax and fees. But yeah, it was good.
And what's up with the tax and fees now?
It's crazy because you see a ticket price. This isn't just for the Foxes anywhere you buy a ticket.
Everywhere.
You buy your ticket and you think, oh, my ticket is $100. That's great. And then you go to check out and then you have not just like a 7% tax. You have
it's awful.
You have, because it's in a city, you have a lot of tax. And then there's another tax. And then there's a $15 fee. And then do you want to add on parking, which I don't because I park somewhere else. But it's just like if you wanted to, by the time you checked out, you could spend another $150 easy.
So like those tickets, we're going to see that Neil Diamond, Beautiful. Is it Beautiful Minds or Beautiful?
I haven't looked it up.
I can't remember what it is. It's Beautiful something. So, and we've got decent seats for this because they were like, where you were at in this one was like $1,500. So I found these tickets kind of like questioning ours too but what it was crazy. So we got ours are $129 a piece.
Okay.
By the time the taxes and fees came on, it's $166 a piece. I'm like, what the heck?
I know.
I just went from, a little over 300 to 505.
Yeah.
Easy, in a heartbeat.
Really fast.
Their orchestra seats, their orchestra one. And you're going to have to, because I thought they were going to melt, but I have to print them off. You may have to take my phone and do that.
I bet we can just add them to your wallet on your phone.
Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah. So anyway, show us the ad you have for today. Let's kick off the show because it's going to be a good one. I can't wait.
Well, it's kind of crazy.
It's a little crazy. Can you believe it?
It's a little crazy. So
we're doing something crazy.
Yeah, I found this book and wait, I don't need it in there. I'm losing my mind. Basically, this is going to give you a little teaser about what we're going to talk about today. Okay, pull up my ad.
Ooh, look at her.
Tomorrow's Lest Oil. And you can see in the bottom, I love her eyelashes. Women of the future will make the moon a cleaner place to live. First of all, I've never Tomorrow's Lest Oil. But yeah, so
I've never heard of Tomorrow's Lest Oil.
Me either.
Also, poor lady going to clean the moon.
It's
going to take her the rest of her life.
Women of the future, and this ad comes from the 50s.
Okay.
And I love her nail collar. Women of the future. I picked the most crazy things. Women of the future will make the moon a cleaner place, and you can see she's got a space suit on.
Yes.
So that's a little teaser. Da 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 da. And this show is not about Clay County history.
No.
It's about a magazine that I found, and well, you're just going to have to wait and see what happens when we come back from the commercial. We'll be right back.
At your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville, you can count on experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, the Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville carry a large inventory of Napa products for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced associates understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa Know-How at your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville. Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
We like technology at Flora Savings Bank. Here's what you can accomplish in our mobile banking app in less than 30 seconds. See account balances in your transactions, set up an account alert, make a transfer between accounts, get an alert text message about your transfer, pay a bill, turn your debit card off and then back on. It all happens in the palm of your hand with our free My Bank to Go app. Search My Bank to Go in the App Store or Google Play and give mobile banking a try. Flora Savings Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I'm Beth Cooper.
I'm Stacey Earlywine, and I found this magazine. I think I did an ad from this magazine. Then once I was going through it, I'm like, okay, we got to do an episode on this. This is Saga's 1973, zoom in, UFO. We're going to talk about UFOs, okay? So this is the super cool magazine. I've never seen it in my entire life. I have no idea anything about it. I don't think we've ever, I don't know. It's crazy. But it's a special magazine. And there's tons of different little articles in here. And
I love the cover.
It's neat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, UFO, Saga. I don't even know what Sagas is, S-A-G-A-S. 1973, okay? Now, the ads in here are racy.
I remember
the
that.
The ads are racy. I mean, it's all about bodybuilding. And it's all about other things that we can't talk about. I just am shocked by it. This came to my hands from a friend of mine who's been cleaning out her home. And she brings me magazines all the time. So I'm like, I'm always looking for ads. So bring me anything from the 80s, because the big 80s. So there was like a lot of, and there was a couple. I found a really nice old magazine from like the 70s too, about babies and stuff like that. And I'm going through this, and usually it's like glamour, teen, bride magazines, all this kind of stuff. And then I come across the UFO magazine. And I'm like, I called her up and I'm like, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, and honestly, like, knowing her parents, who this probably belonged to in 73, they don't seem like the type that would have had this magazine at all. They're very conservative and straight-laced.
No.
Okay.
Well, what caught my attention in the very beginning is it's a little thing called Saucer Bureau.
Okay.
Okay? And it's by Ogden Bletcher. What I'm surprised...
That sounds like a fake name.
It'd have to be, right? But, I mean, you think about, like, people talk about aliens and UFOs. And the people that are writing these short little stories or whatever, they're university professors, and they're and it just caught me. So I thought, I'm going to read you some of these interesting little tidbit stories, right? Then we're going to wrap it up with an interesting UFO sighting, or I don't know.
Right
Beth
here.
didn't tell me. Beth didn't tell me. So
near us. Not Clay County, but nearby.
We are going to tie it in together with somebody in our area. Okay. You guys, you're going to die when I read you this. And some of these are big words, so if I stumble, just ignore me. The very first one, calling Earth, calling Earth. Back in 1960, Professor Ronald Bracewell of Stanford University, you guys, suggested that an outer space civilization, instead of sending radio signals from the world, might send a communications probe across space to orbit the Earth and await a triggering radio signal from us that would start a long taped message telling about their world. This is a 1960s Stanford University professor.
So they say.
So they say.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, though, if they did this, surely it is. I don't know. It seemed like financial speculation until early 1973, when a young Scottish astronomer, Duncan Lunan,
Not sure about this, Stace.
announced that he had decoded a message from such a probe. Lunan stumbled on the message from such a probe. Oh, wait a minute. Lunan stumbled on the idea when he checked over mysterious radio echoes reported by Norwegian and Dutch scientists back in 1929. Echoes as much as 15 seconds behind the original transmission. Making a graph of the echoes, Lunan was astonished to find they displayed the formation of the Boots constellation, and that most likely a probe had been sent from Epsilon Boots perhaps 13,000 years ago.
Okay.
I'm not done. 13,000 years.
Okay, keep going.
It patiently circled Earth like a tiny invisible second moon, awaiting the trigger signal from those scientists. It then deliberately delayed returning radio echoes to form the pattern Lunan deciphered. Some, but not all, astronomers are skeptical of Lunan's deciphered message. However, the esteemed British Interplanetary Society is preparing to shoot triggered signals into space for a year, hoping to set off long messages from the unseen probe. If they succeed, it will be the first contact with an outer space civilization and will prove that throughout the universe there are many other Earths.
Okay. So I wonder if they actually, how that turned out for them.
I don't know. Well, we're live.
And is any of that true? Or is this just a fictional piece that somebody wrote? I mean, it does several things, as a writer, several things in there scream fiction to me.
Okay, what's screaming? Fiction.
There's some alliteration. That's like where you use the same sound over and over.
Uh-huh.
Deliberately. There was... what was the word? Deliberately delayed. Deliberately delayed. Like there's just little pieces of that throughout that, almost like somebody wrote it as a story.
Well, the question is, do you believe there's other life?
I believe there's something going on out there. I do. But I don't know that far back as 73, if I believe this Stanford University professor with this odd name.
Because wouldn't you love to go to, like, what is it, Area 59 or
51 or
51?
Something? Did you go there when you went to Roswell? Because you can't get in, right?
No, you can't get in.
But did you like kind of drive around like where it would have been?
But not really. No, we never even. I don't think you could even find it. The path we were on, Roswell. We went to Roswell because I had to go to. Why wouldn't you want to go to Roswell, New Mexico?
Right. I mean, it sounds like a cool place.
And it was really. It was crazy because, like, it wasn't what I expected. I expected a town, like, with still dirt roads and, you know, the old thing. But it was like being in Effingham.
Oh.
Downtown Effingham.
Oh.
So I was like, wait a minute.
It didn't feel like you thought.
It didn't feel like, it wasn't like what I thought.
I've been to towns like that before. Like, there was a town I read a book about, and I thought, oh, I can't wait to go there. And I got there, and it was just like a main highway with tons of traffic. There was nothing quaint about it.
Yeah.
Not like the book.
No, because then you stumble across towns like we stumbled when we were in South Dakota, and we were going through Custer State Park. There's a little town that's a western town right before you go into the park. It's just like Tombstone, exactly like it was original. Nothing's
cool.
changed. See, I love that. And then there's also another one. I can't remember when we were in North Carolina and we drove through a little town and they left it. I love that. I mean, dirt floors, like you don't park in there. People walk the streets. It's like a 2-block, kind of like walking downtown Flora.
I think if the citizens of Flora were willing to do that, like to go to change our downtown into more of a old style, like no modern conveniences down there, and then like rebrand the town as like a tourism place, like that would bring a lot of money in. But it would be a big. A lot of people would not like it.
Oh yeah.
But I do think it would attract a ton of people.
I think it'd be super cool. Because I always say, what all small town has is their heritage.
Right.
Okay. Now, but seriously, some of this has got to. I bet he was a real professor, because why would Stanford University let him use their title? Because there's all sorts of them in here. Okay, here's the next one. Meeting the Space Brothers. This is another one from the Wisconsin University.
It's I Google Wisconsin University. Does it exist? I've never heard of it.
Yeah. Okay, let's listen. Well, we know Stanford does. Yeah. Okay, Meeting the Space Brothers. Even more optimistic is Professor Eugene Lundholm. Okay, now we got a lot of Lunds.
I'm just saying. Keep going.
Of Wisconsin University, who planned to devote his entire 1973 summer vacation to searching for a flying saucer, and then having a face-to-face conversation with the beings aboard. Just how he hoped to sight and signal a UFO for the purpose, he did not say, but it indicates that many serious scientists now believe that UFOs are real and should be contacted if possible. The professor has not yet announced any results from his search.
Okay, so there is a Wisconsin University. So
it does exist?
It does exist. Oh, it's it's Ivy League?
It's Ivy League, and I wonder whatever. Okay. Hey, just for fun, Google Professor Eugene Lundholm, Lundholm. We'll see what comes up.
Yeah.
But apparently he's never seen the Body Snatchers movie. What was that one?
I haven't seen it either, but yeah, so he's just willingly going out there and saying, I'm going to find a UFO and I'm going to contact them. And then, like, in the whole universe, he's just like, I'll just go to this spot here. I think I'll see one. Like,
Lundholm, Lundholm. I mean, if I'm going to see an alien, I hope it's Thor. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I hope Chris Hemsworth falls from the sky.
Good luck with that one. Maybe. You never know.
You never know.
Okay, read us another one.
How funny is that? Now, this one's neat because have you ever seen the movie Men in Black?
Yes.
Apparently, there was a real Men in Black society.
Oh.
Okay. MIBs and now DIBs. DIB stands for Dog in Black. Compared to the MIBs, Men in Black. Oh, we got to take a commercial break.
Oh, okay.
See, this is going to be one of those.
All right, we'll be back.
We'll be right back.
If you're looking for a loan for your brand new home, call Clay County State Bank. If you want to transfer money so your future will look sunny, call Clay County State Bank.
We got checking and savings and bill pay too.
An online banking, just ask our crew. For all your banking needs, we think you will agree. Clay County State Bank is the place you need to be. Clay County State Bank.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Tomorrow. Some fear the uncertainty it brings. Some trust the promise it holds. At Grinnell Mutual, we are always looking forward to tomorrow, growing and innovating. So even if the plans you have for the future aren't the same as the plans that the future holds for you, you could be ready. Because we'll be ready, like we have been for over 100 years. Trust in that. Trust in tomorrow. Talk to your mutual agent today.
Your local agent is on the square. Louisville, Clay County, Farmers Mutual Insurance.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. We're discussing aliens.
Good news.
Yeah.
Good news. Professor Eugene Lundholm does exist. These people are just crazy. This is all real. This is just in their minds.
Okay. So I Googled him. He exists.
He exists.
But is it the same guy that taught at the University of Wisconsin?
Well, that's what he said he was founding.
Or is there just one of him in the world? but not necessarily in Wisconsin.
Well, what world is he in?
This is the guy.
It's him, huh?
Yeah, I'm looking at his grave.
You're
Okay.
looking at his what?
Find a grave.
Oh, he's
Find
going to
a
find a grave. Yeah, we should have done our research before on this guy. Okay, so this is legit. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, he does. When did Mr. Lundholm die?
99.
He died in 1999.
I wonder if he ever found his alien.
I don't know. If he didn't then, he probably hasn't by now.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh,
Okay.
funny. Okay.
Here I go. MIBs, now DIBs. DIB stands for Dog in Black.
Okay.
Compared to the MIBs, Men in Black. Okay, so you've seen the movie, right?
Uh-huh.
I love the Men in Black movies. Well known in UFO circles as mysterious agents who spy on people and harass them in many ways. In Pottsville, a small town in upstate New York, lives a couple with several children and a one-time dog who has since vanished. But when they had the dog, who appeared out of nowhere in the yard for 10 months, they had the eerie feeling they were being watched, as if an alien brain in the dog's body had been assigned to monitor their lives for some unknown reason.
Okay. Also, what were these people smoking? They sound a little paranoid.
Yeah.
Maybe hitting the meth a little too hard.
Yeah, this doesn't have a date either. This is, we do know it happened in Pottsville, New York.
Pottsville.
Pottersville.
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 That's the bad
That's
town
the
off
bad town off of.
what's the name of that movie? Not Miracle.
Oh my gosh! My
It's a
favorite
Wonderful
Christmas,
Life.
It's a Wonderful
Life.
Yeah.
Pottersville.
One strong clue to their wild sounding suspicion was that star-like UFOs swung over their home regularly while the dog lived with them and ceased flying overhead when the dog left, perhaps to report its superiors aboard a flying saucer.
Oh, so it was an alien dog.
Da.
Da, 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 da.
Right? Isn't that?
Why didn't they just run the dog off if they were convinced it was an alien dog?
Well, that's not very nice. It's not the dog's fault that he's an alien. Yeah. I tell you, these things are hysterical.
Okay.
They're hysterical. Let's read this one. Why not super healing by UFO beams?
Oh.
Okay, let's
Healing.
see. Healing, as in I'm
Okay.
sick and I need to be healed.
Okay.
Science has a way of catching up with certain phenomena it formerly denied. When numerous reports came in of people's wounds or injuries being miraculously healed by beams of light or radiation from UFOs, scientists laugh at first. But along came two announcements to confound them. One was from the Budapest Surgical Clinic number 2 in Hungary.
Ew.
That laser beams, high-intensity light beams, can quickly heal open wounds far faster than any medication or surgical technique previously known. Second, Canadian medical researchers have developed a process for healing the wounds of experimental animals in hours instead of days. The process employs electromagnetic radiation, they announced.
I was getting ready to say radiation. Okay, radiation is a real thing that heals.
Right, yeah.
Do you think, I don't know when they actually started using radiation for cancer treatments, but I'm thinking it was after 1973.
Yeah, this one doesn't have a date on it.
Maybe this story
But this
is
is-
kind of...
Well, because this magazine's 1973.
I know.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Okay, keep going.
Speeds, and it announced that the speeds of healing by factor of 100 to 1, namely 100 times faster than ever before. So why did skeptical scientists laugh when people reported a light beam striking them from UFOs and almost instantly healing a wound they had? Well, because the medical profession makes a gazillion dollars a year.
Well, right.
We can't be having UFOs heal us
for free.
For free.
That would never work. Oh, my.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, I'm telling you. Let me see. There's some other ones. There's so many of here. Okay. Here's a good one. Now, this one, you would have to know what was going on. Metal balls from space.
Okay.
Okay. Large, round metal balls, the size of cannonballs or larger, that have fallen from the sky have usually been explained by authorities as empty gas containers jettisoned by orbiting vehicles. So they're saying when these things fall, it's just like from spacecraft. Whose spacecraft?
I don't know.
Could be that dog's family
But
flying
that's
around.
pretty big. Like, just to have a cannonball-sized metal ball fall out of the air. Have we ever heard of that happening?
I don't know.
I think that would kill somebody.
I would think so.
Okay.
But oddly enough, neither the U.S. nor Russia ever claims them, whereas every other piece of a re-entry spacecraft has always been meticulously carted away by official agencies. And those mystery balls keep falling steadily. New Zealand.
I had never heard of them, though.
I haven't either.
I think if they were real, we
but
would
if
have.
they're not letting us know about that.
Oh, it's a kept secret.
It's
okay,
a kept
got
secret.
It. Okay.
They're all in Area 51.
Okay.
New Zealand and Australia have had a deluge of them recently. 5 fell near Christchurch, New Zealand. 1 near Hamilton, New Zealand. 2 near Ashburton, Australia. 3 near Auckland, New Zealand. At least 3 dozen metal balls thumped to the ground elsewhere in the past year. In France, in 1966-67, so many small metal spears fell that people kicked them aside and ignored them.
Oh, wow. I didn't know anything about that.
They are variously made, it seems, of aluminum, titanium, and exotic alloys. Some are even marked in code, but no country on earth claims them. Strange indeed as is the mystery of the orphan metal skyballs.
Okay. Have you,
Now,
any of our watchers, seen any orphan metal skyballs? I haven't.
I haven't
But I
either.
wasn't here in the 60s, you know?
Well, I
Maybe
was
they only
born in
did it then.
67.
Did you? Your
But I
parents
never,
ever have any skyballs?
my parents never did tell me, about skyballs falling from the. Could you imagine if you got hit by one?
No, I think you would die.
I wonder if anybody did die from it.
Probably a whole lot of people, and they're just not telling us.
I think you're
I
right.
don't know.
Okay,
It is a mystery.
I'm telling you, all these. I'm telling you, super UFO searchlights. One common denominator, at least, is known about UFOs. As noted by the zealous band of ufologists in Spain. What the heck is a ufologist?
I don't know.
UFO law. Oh,
UFO laws. One who studies UFOs.
Ufologist.
Somebody that studies UFOs.
You do realize, I'm not going to lie, you do realize that at Carbondale, I think that's where she got it. I have a family member who actually has a bachelor's degree in extraterrestrial science. So it does exist. People still.
Is she employed in that field?
No. No.
Okay.
By the way, don't go spend a fortune on a bachelor's degree in UFOs or in extraterrestrial science.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I do think, though, that
we should have had her come on this show.
Things are getting a little weirder out there where there's more things that are being videoed that are weird. But I'm my personal belief is that it's some type of, like, it could be, like, spiritual or... I don't know.
I don't know
Like,
either.
if there's something else out there, I feel like it's from God, so...
The only thing I want to see coming around that mountain's Jesus one day.
Yeah.
And that'll be a glorious day.
Yes.
Look forward to it. Okay, where was I at? And then we could... I love this. People are like, oh, when I get to heaven, I'm going to ask. It's like, when you get to heaven, you're not going to care.
Right.
You're not going to care about why. It's not like I'm going to go and say, excuse me, God, but where's the UFOs?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're totally not going to care once you get to heaven. Who cares?
Yeah.
Okay, where am I at? Oh, we were talking about ufologists in Spain. It's the tremendous light power of flying saucers. Whether the light is a glow around the whole craft or comes from a searchlight. Almost all witnesses state that it's so intense it hurts their eyes. Many people have sore eyes for days afterwards. A common expression is that the UFO's luminosity lit up the whole countryside bright as day. Also, the UFO lightning can be any color of the rainbow: purple, blue, green, yellow, orange, red, and all shades in between. Furthermore, the UFOs often change colors as they zip across the sky, swoop down, or make a landing. This phenomenon is so worldwide in flying saucer reports that it seems it's a unique characteristics of UFOs, and only UFOs. A tiny portion of the total mystery, but perhaps a significant one. So at least they shoot rainbows.
Yeah.
Maybe they're eating Skittles.
Taste the rainbow.
Taste the rainbow.
Oh gosh.
Okay, and then I'm going to read one more article, and then I'm going to turn it over to you, and we're going to talk about something interesting that happened in our area. But this is interesting. This is a search for a crashed 1897 UFO.
Okay.
So we'll see what happened. 1897.
Long time ago.
A long time ago. Hayden Hughes, director of the International UFO Bureau, has a team conducting a search for the remains of a cigar-shaped UFO reported to have crashed into a Texas windmill back in April 1897. The account was so detailed in the largest newspapers of Dallas and Fort Worth that the story seems authentic. The team is also seeking the body of the pilot, described as not human, reputedly buried in a nearby cemetery.
Cool.
That's weird. Hughes says his searchers have already found parts of the wrecked windmill and hope to discover fragments of the flying saucer. And maybe you know what they're calling the UFO nauts. Like astronauts.
Oh, UFO. Instead of aliens, UFO nauts.
UFO nauts. Body resting in some unmarked grave. Many scientists are waiting to examine either UFO wreckage or alien remains if the hunt is successful. It would certainly set the scientific world on its ear if a strange skull were found that was quite different than the human skull.
I hope that cemetery, wherever it is in Texas, does a cemetery tour like Shadows of Elmwood, and they have that thing in their cemetery tour.
That would be super cool.
That would be super
cool. You could literally
have
somebody. I have a Predator outfit if anybody wants to wear the Predator outfit. Heck yeah, I do. Doesn't everybody have a Predator outfit?
I don't.
I love those. They're some of my
favorite.
need
one because you have one.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Just borrow it.
You just borrow my Predator outfit. But I don't know. This magazine, I mean, there's tons more I could read, but we want to talk.
So it's just a whole magazine of nothing but those stories of updates on.
Yeah, and then some of them, it's like this one, The Fantastic Mystery of Pyramids. So they're going to tie back monuments to UFO space pioneers. So they're going to tie in the pyramids to that, and that's a full article with pictures. This one I don't understand. The 12 Devil's Graveyards Around the World.
Ooh.
I didn't even read that one.
Yeah, that sounds creepy.
Yeah, and then this one, Mysterious Clues Left Behind. So it's actually got full articles in there, but I just came across this front one with all the different mini. Yeah, the illustrations are crazy. I mean, it's just...
Well...
I don't know. It's literally, it's one of the most interesting magazines I've ever come across.
Some people are just really into that, and they need their outlet. They need their outlet because they're shut down everywhere else to talk about it. You know, it's not...
Yeah, so they need, and I wonder, hey, Ty, while we're going to commercial break. Google SAGA's UFO magazine, because it's got to be. It's 75 cents.
I bet they did different magazines in different specialties.
Like maybe
Saga. That was their UFO
Just do
one.
Saga magazine, SAGA magazine, and see what you can find. Yeah, because it's very interesting. Yeah, like some of the UFO haunting grounds. Are Egypt's pyramids, monuments, the ancient gods from outer space, UFO raid that triggered a Pentagon national defense, space messages, mysterious clues. I mean, these are all articles. How you can communicate with flying saucers, space intelligence. I'll pass.
I don't really want to. I don't have a desire
I don't
to
either.
communicate with them.
I don't either.
Kind of scary.
Yeah.
But some people would be.
Yeah, they'd like it.
I don't know.
Did you find anything on that?
Yeah, they write a bunch of UFO.
So they're specifically a UFO magazine.
That's all I'm finding.
They're writing a bunch of UFO
They're writing
stuff.
a bunch of UFO stuff.
Okay.
Very interesting. Can you still get it? I imagine they're out of business.
I think so, yeah.
They're out
Yeah.
of business. They
Doggone
no
it.
longer print.
Well, shoot.
We're
But
lucky
anyway,
we have a copy.
I'm going to treasure this
Uh-huh.
till the.
I wonder how much a copy like that goes on eBay for.
I don't know, but this was 75 cents back in 1973. And it's in good shape. I'm telling you, it will just blow your mind.
Huh.
This is
Very
an interesting. 1 million jobs have disappeared since 1960. Will your job be next to go? Shouldn't you start your own business now? But anyway.
Good idea.
Yeah, but we're going to take a commercial break, and then we're going to tie this baby in. I'm excited to hear what's going on. We'll be right back.
Do you bowl like this? That's great. Do you bowl like this? That's great too. That's because whether you're a pro or you just want to have a lot of fun, at Pegel's Silver Dollar Lanes, we have a lane for you. We have galaxy bowling, gaming for kids and adults, Joe's Pizza, a full bar, darts, pool, and fresh and clean bowling shoes. Boy, does that smell nice. So come on down to Pegel Silver Dollar Lanes in Effingham, where we have a lane for you.
My name is Robin Stanford. I own Stanford Marketing. It's a promotional products business along with an embroidery business. And we do custom hats, t-shirts, anything, you name it, we can make it. People like that we do stuff in-house and we can actually make things here and that we're not contracting the work out to other places. We never say no. We always try to find a way to do it. If anybody can do it, we can do it. We are hardworking women, that is for sure. Come to Stanford Marketing in Flora for all your custom and promotional needs.
Give me all your lumber. Doors, paint, windows, electrical, plumbing, and much more. Oh yeah, give me all your guns too.
John Lucas,
What?
you better be dreaming about all the stuff we sell here at Zink Building Center.
Oh, I would. Zink Building Center in Louisville on Route 45. It's a cool place.
Welcome back to, by the way, with Beth and Stacey. We've been discussing aliens, and I am going to tell you a story about an alien UFO sighting in our nearby area. It wasn't Clay County, it wasn't Effingham County. It was over in the Metro East. It was near Lebanon.
Very interesting.
Okay, so the interesting thing about this sighting is that more than one person saw it.
Okay.
So it wasn't just a one person.
And they all said the same thing.
And everyone has a very similar story. And some of the people that spotted it are law enforcement. Okay. So this story goes back to, 2000, the year 2000. It actually happened January the 5th of 2000. Very cold, crisp, clear winter night. Okay. This particular person I'm going to talk about first, his name was Melvern Knoll. Okay. He at first thought it was just a bright star. And then he says it came down from the sky and he realized it was something else. He said to him, it looked like a 2-story house and it was the size of a football field. So it's huge and it's in the sky above him. It's this size of a football field up there, and it's as tall as a 2-story house. And he said it had 2 different floors, and it had big windows. So there was 3 windows on the lower floor, and then 2 on the top floor. And then he said way up on top, there was almost like a pit house on top of it that had a really dim light inside of it.
Okay.
And then he said on the underneath of all of it, it had red lights that were in the shape of a diamond. Okay. So he's just like, what's going on? It flew really close to where he was standing.
Yeah.
And he said it was so close that if somebody would have like looked out of one of those windows, he would have been able to see like the being or whatever, but nobody did. He said he couldn't see any wings on it. He could not see an engine or hear an engine, even though it was this enormous 2-story house the size of a football field. He said it was completely silent. It did not make a noise at all. It flew away from him and went toward, he was in Highland, Illinois, and it flew away from him and went toward Lebanon. Okay, and he said as it left, it looked like a triangle. So he thought, this is going to sound crazy, but I'm going to go to the Highland police station and tell them what I just saw. And he thought they're not going to take me seriously. But they did.
Well, yeah, what would you do in that? Because who would?
Yeah. And then, so area police officers from Lebanon, Shiloh, Millstadt, and Dupo all saw the object too. So it's on a flight path leaving Highland and then heading west across all these other little towns that probably most of you have driven through on your way to St. Louis. So the police radio calls to dispatch were recorded. This is all actual police dispatch calls that I'm going to read, okay? First one, police dispatch. Just received a call from Highland Police Department in reference to a truck driver, that'd be Noel, he was the truck driver, that stopped in. He said there was a flying object in the area of Lebanon. Can you check the area? Lebanon police officer Ed Barton says, did they say if the truck driver was DUI or anything? Like they're like, this guy drinking?
He's got to be under the influence.
Police dispatch. She said he was serious. Barton, just a quick question. If I happen to find it, what am I supposed to do with it? Then he says, be advised, there's a very bright white light east of town, and it keeps changing colors. I'll go over there and see if maybe it's an aircraft. Doesn't look like an aircraft, though. Pause. That's affirmative. It's not the moon, and it's not a star. Would you contact Scott Air Force Base and see if they have anything flying in this area, please? Okay, so the object continued to travel west and was spotted by Shiloh police. Shiloh police officer David Martin on dispatch. This is recorded. I see something, but I don't know what the heck it is. It continued west toward Millstadt. Millstadt police officer Craig Stevens. I've got that object in sight also. It's huge. Police dispatch. What does it look like to you? Stevens. It's kind of V-shaped. The UFO was then seen by Dupo police. Shortly after the Dupo police spotted it, the object flew away. Noel said he was ultimately grateful for the sighting. I felt like I was meant to see it, Noel said. I don't know what it was, and life goes on. Okay, so the police dispatch contacted Scott Air Force Base about the object in the sky, and the officials at the Air Force Base said they did not know anything at all about it. But I know that they have like radar and stuff, so you think if something the size of a football field was flying that close to their Air Force Base, they would have known it. Also, this is pre 9/11, so maybe they didn't. I don't know.
But I mean, too many people are. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a different story. This one also happened in that same area in 1967, 2 o'clock in the morning, 4 miles west of New Baden. There was a woman named Leona Boving, and she saw a UFO in a field near her house. She was interviewed by a reporter in 1992, and she could still talk about it until her story never varied over any of the years. She said it was like the full moon was cut in half and then standing on the ground. So she just is like this big oval on the ground. It had a bright white light on top and then a whole row of little red lights at the bottom. And then there were these little metallic things around it like strips of silver. So she woke up her daughter, Marilee, who was staying with her. And Marilee later said in the 2017 interview, she said, "Oh, yeah, I remember it. All I have to do is close my eyes to picture that thing. It was round and large, even from where we stood in the house. It was something I had never seen before." She said she could not see anyone inside of it, only the bright lights coming from it. And this is kind of a sketch that she sketched.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if we can zoom in on it.
Wow. And she sketched that, huh?
Yeah, I believe it was a sketch.
And this is 67?
Yes. So it's at the top part of this page, if we can get that zoomed in a little bit. Yeah.
There we go.
That's
her sketch.
This is her sketch. It looked like a large moon, and then it had these red lights along the bottom, a bright white center light, and then these silver things along the bottom. So that is her sketch of it. Thank you. She said that they watched it for a few minutes, and then her mother opened the window, which I don't know that I would have done. I would have probably locked the window, locked the doors. I think the mother must have been stunned and was like, "Open the." Am I seeing that? Am I seeing? Is that the neighbor's combine?
Once again, they've never watched Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Just saying.
So all of a sudden, it just lifted up and it went south. And she said, if it did make a sound, we didn't hear it. It was completely silent.
Wow.
So she said they were terrified. They both stayed in the house until morning, and she said it was just very scary. And so the next day, when they did decide to leave the house, they went out there to where it was in their field to see if there was anything there.
Yeah.
And she said there was a bunch of burn marks all over the ground.
I was getting ready to say, I wonder if it left.
And it was hot, and it burnt the ground. And then she said nothing grew there in that field for a long time. No grass, no weeds, no crops, nothing grew there for a long time. They called the Scott Air Force Base, which was 7 miles away. So, again, they're close to the Air Force Base. A lot of these UFO sightings always happen close to an Air Force Base. So, it makes me question what exactly is going on. Maybe we're just not supposed to know. But they said they didn't know anything about it, and they could say nothing about it. And so she said, I guess it did not fly from the base.
Very interesting.
So she said she hopes she never sees anything like it again because it was terrifying. And she said that she's quoted as saying, there were a lot of people who to this day think we are crazy, but I'll tell you, I was the biggest non-believer there was. I probably still would be if I hadn't seen it myself. And that's kind of how I am about ghosts.
Oh, yeah.
I think people, it's easy to say you don't believe in ghosts. Ghosts don't exist until you see a ghost.
You see one.
And then you're like, what in the heck just happened?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I didn't believe in that, and now I have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you do. Now there's no going back. Yeah, that's kind of interesting that we were able to tie that in together.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to save those articles in case we visit this again. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and they're average looking.
Yeah, and then I don't know. This is a picture of them later on. This wasn't in they saw this in the 60s, but this is them in the 90s, I think.
Yeah, look at them. See, that just looks like anybody you'd see at church on Sunday.
Yep, just nice normal people there that saw it out in their field.
Okay, that's interesting. I don't know. I don't know if our viewers like the UFO episode, but I found it intriguing.
Yeah, very interesting.
Funny.
Something different.
Something different. Now, here's interesting. So we're going to end on our deep thoughts.
Okay, what do you got?
Okay. You can't tell me that cowboys, when they're branding cattle, don't sort of accidentally brand each other every once in a while. It's their way of letting off stress.
Can you imagine if every business had branding irons? Oh my gosh, people would be branding each other all the time.
No.
Oh golly gee.
Here's another just real.
Okay.
This is a small one I wanted to do last week. Sometimes I think I'd be better off dead. No, wait, not me, you.
I love that one. That's classic.
No, wait a minute.
Not me.
Not
me. You would be
That's
better.
it. You have about a minute to tell them where they can see us, Beth.
So as always, we're on channel 100 Catch TV daily at 11 a.m. You can find all of our episodes on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and type in Beth and Stacey, and we will come right up. You can click on our channel and see every one of our videos that we've ever made. You can also like and follow us on Facebook, and reach out to us on email if you want to give us a show idea or a question or a comment. It's, by the way, with Beth and Stacey at gmail.com. And that wraps it up. So we will see you next time.
God bless you and have a great day.